Good morning, students. From the economics chapter Money and Credit, yesterday in the live class we discussed up to that RBI supervises all the banks and how much loan each bank will give to whom at what percentage. Up to that much we discussed. Today, after that, there is no organization which supervises the credit activities of lenders in the formal sector. They can lend at whatever interest rate they choose. There is no one to stop them from using unfair means to get their money back. As in the case of formal sources of credit like banks and cooperatives, the rate of interest is fixed by the super authority, that is RBI. But in the informal sources like money lender, friends, relatives, etc., if you are getting loan from them, then the rate of interest is not fixed by anyone. At any amount they can ask as the rate of interest, and for that unfair means they are following or continuing. Compared to the formal lenders, most of the informal lenders charge much higher interest on loans. Thus, the cost of the borrower of informal loans is much higher. So, if you are taking loan from the formal sources, obviously you have to pay the rate of interest, but that is comparatively less if you are borrowing it from the informal sources. As per yesterday's class, as we discussed, so from the formal sources, if you are getting loan from for suppose 5% interest, there the same amount of loan you can get from the informal sources with 10, 15 or 20% of interest rate. Higher cost of borrowing means a larger part of the earnings of the borrowers is used to repay the loan. Hence, borrowers have less income left for themselves. In certain cases, the high interest rate for borrowing can mean that the amount to be repaid is greater than the income of the borrower. This could lead to increased debt and debt trap. Also, people who might wish to start an enterprise by borrowing money not do so because of high cost of borrowing. Now, whenever you are taking loan, obviously you are in need. So if the rate of interest is much higher, and then whatever you are earning, so from there you cannot save anything, because every month or every year you have to repay the capital amount what the loan you took and also the interest rate. So other than repaying the capital amount and the interest amount, you have other necessities also, like your family members are there, you have the obligation for them also. So your income become lesser if the interest rate is higher, and if you are taking loan to start a new business or something, by repaying only your all money will over and you cannot start a new business. For this reason, banks and cooperative societies need to lend more. This would lead to higher incomes, and many people could then borrow cheaply for a variety of needs. That's why it is said that banks and cooperative needs to give more loans to the people so that they can get the loan at cheaper rate and can do something for their benefit. They could grow crops, do business, set up small-scale industries, etc. They could set up new industries or trade in goods. Cheap and affordable credit is crucial for the country's development. So here it is advised that cheap and affordable loan is good for country's development. That means if you are taking loan, utilizing the loan in better way, and then along with you some other people also will get the employment. Suppose if you start a business like a small shop with the loan amount, then to run the shop you need some helpers. So along with you, one or two more people will get the employment. So they became the earning member of the society. So whenever each member will start earning, obviously the per capita income will increase, the national income will increase, and the country's progress will become there. Otherwise, if cheap and affordable loan if you are not getting, then obviously, as I said, you cannot start a new business, as well as you cannot give employment to anyone else. So for country's development, banks and cooperatives need to give more and more cheap loan to the people so that a country may develop. Next class we are going to discuss about formal and informal credit, who gets what. Thank you for today.